Emancipation Parks, cooking with the Garcias. My name is Iris Garcia, and I'm so excited to have you again back into our home. And just welcome. I hope you guys have been hanging out as the school year has been taking place. I know we have had a very busy home here with all four of my children on digital learning, so it's been quite let's say humorous at times, but I hope you guys are hanging in there and y'all are staying safe, okay? So before we get started, first of all, I want you to know it's important that we obviously wash our hands before we handle any food. We want to make sure our hygiene is good to go. We want to handle the food properly. And as well, too, I want to remind you guys to visit us at our website at www.epconservancy.org and all of our social media handles at epconservancy, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Connect with us and stay connected to everything that we're going to be doing this year. We have a lot of fun things coming up for 2020. So with that being said, let's get started. I know I've brought up to you many types of dishes, and I've had a lot of requests for my butter baked chicken. Now, I've been making this recipe for years, and I have people coming into town saying, hey, you're gonna make a baked chicken. I'm like, do y'all get tired of eating chicken sometimes? But apparently they don't. So they wanted me to premiere it here on this show, so I'm gonna show you guys how I make that and the ingredients that I use. And it's really simple ingredients. I don't get into a whole bunch of marinades and all that type of stuff. It's just something so simple, and you can make it at home. So this is more so not the healthy portion of the show, but more so the fun part of the show, let's just say. So, because we're gonna be using some things that aren't so healthy, but they taste really good. So let's get started. First, you're gonna need a whole chicken. We have some garlic, salt, pepper, and as well dry garlic, salt, and parsley, dried parsley flakes. And as well, we have 1 stick of butter. So that's gonna be the fat part. So this is what I do. I take my chicken, I make sure it's thawed out. I buy a fresh chicken, actually not even frozen, but I buy a fresh chicken. We prefer fresh here. And we buy our chicken organic. We prefer grass-fed, so that's just what we like here in our home. But just the whole chicken is what you need. I know sometimes people get a little weird dealing with whole chickens. They like their chicken cut up, but it's really not as bad as you think it is, to be quite honest with you. And actually, you can make a lot of proportions out of this whole chicken throughout the week for your family, or if you're single as well, this can be lunch and dinner for maybe 2 nights. So what I start doing is I take my stick of butter and I will port the melted butter. I know it sounds weird, but I'm telling you, it brings this glaze over the chicken before you put it in the oven, and it's perfect. We're gonna pour this over our chicken like so, and we're gonna make sure we get the whole chicken just like that. Just on the top. You don't need to lift the chicken up or do anything like that, because that butter is gonna fall right at the bottom of the chicken. So we got our stick of butter that we placed there. Then we're gonna take some pepper, and we're just going to season the top of the chicken. I don't even season the bottom of the chicken, because everything will soak and bake towards the bottom as it's in the oven, believe it or not. And it comes out just as savory, just as yummy, and just as good as you would if you were to soak it in everything else. So we're gonna get that top coat of the chicken real well with the pepper. And we're gonna take our dry garlic, salt, and our dry parsley flakes, and we're going to as well coat the top of the chicken. And this is all I use, believe it or not. This is all I use for my chicken. The secret though is the butter. That's the secret, it's the butter. The butter gives it a golden crunch at the top. It just makes that skin just really good. So I'm not gonna use too much, but enough to make sure we get, may have to put a little bit on this wing over here on the side, but you wanna make sure you get that nice and good. Okay, so after you have your chicken in your baking pan, I'm gonna show this over here. They're waiting me to do something else here. But after you got your chicken in your pan and it's ready to go, we are gonna be back, and I'm gonna show you what this bad boy is gonna look like when we get right back, okay? And welcome back, guys. Okay, quick note before I go into our presentation, I forgot to tell you, make sure at the bottom of your pan, before you put your pan in the oven, I usually cook at about 425, depending on your oven, really, to be honest with you, but I like to cook my chicken slow. I don't like to cook it fast because it can dry out really quickly. But put in about a cup of water and pour it into the bottom of your pan before you put the chicken in the oven. That will make sure that the base of that chicken won't burn, or it won't get too crispy throughout the heat. I usually cook my chicken for about an hour to 25 minutes to an hour and 40 minutes. Again, it really just depends on your oven and how quickly it can cook your meat. But you obviously want the chicken all the way done when you take it out before you give it to your family. Okay, so that being all said, we have our chicken. It's all finished. And I just want to bring this closer to the screen here. Can you just look at that golden brown? See, this is what we get when we pour that butter on top of the chicken. That golden layer of skin. It's crunchy. It's flavorful. You know, you really don't have to do too much at the bottom of that chicken. We just season the top, and it all just kind of cooked underneath that chicken. So I'm going to cut this open. Your chicken, people always say, oh, it's not hard to mess up baked chicken. Yes, it is. You can overcook baked chicken, and it can be dry, and it's not fun to eat when you're sitting around the table acting like you like it, and you're at somebody else's house, and that's not a fun experience. So you can mess up baked chicken. You don't want to do that. So you don't want to cook it too long, but we want our chicken nice and moist. We want it cooked all the way through. We want it crunchy. We want it flavorful. And we want it to be a good memory, okay? So we're gonna, and it should pull straight off this bone, and this is exactly what's going on. So look at that, we got some good, that just came right off. I barely had to do anything. I'm just gonna cut some of this meat here, and literally it's just falling off the bone. Oh, my goodness. You wanna get some of that skin on there too. Some people don't like skin. I think it's a tragedy to waste it. So let's take a little bite, put that over there. Let's see. It's so good. It's so good. I can taste the butter, the garlic salt, the pepper, and everything's just, it's perfect. So with that being said, I'm gonna tackle this as soon as we get done with this video. Visit us again at www.epconservancy.org and all of our social media handles. We look forward to seeing you in another 2 weeks. You guys be safe. We love you, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.